When you're able to recognize these anger patterns coming, if possible, take a few minutes to sit with it instead of, if you're vacuuming, if you're folding laundry, obviously you don't always catch it ahead of time. If you can, give yourself a few minutes to sit with it and just let the anger be what it is. If it has a story to tell, let it tell the story. It's, don't try to push down and repress the anger in that moment. Let it move through your system. Let yourself feel it, like as if you could expand the container of it just enough so that the anger has a little more room to move, the energetic experience of it. And the way you expand that container is you just don't distract yourself with other things in the moment. So you say, okay, I'm going to put my laundry aside for 20 minutes. I'll get to it in 20 minutes. I want to give myself this time to feel the anger that I wasn't able to feel as a child because I was in a situation where I had to be in survival mode all the time. I didn't have time to feel when I was a young adult because I was busy and I was also in whatever it was. But now I do have the time. I'm going to give myself the time. And you really give yourself the gift of the time and the space to feel it. And it won't always feel good, but it will feel like what needs to be felt. That's why it's breaking through. That when something's breaking through into consciousness that way, it wants your attention, is how I would interpret it. And it doesn't mean you're not willing to give your attention. It's probably more like you've just been in the habit of not giving your attention because we fear anger. Anger can be destructive, of course. We can take it out in ways and on people that maybe it's misdirected. But all of that happens from the repression of it, not necessarily from the fact that it's there in the first place. The fact that it's there in the first place is because your boundaries were violated. That's where anger comes from. I would really just, in a very simple and practical act, just give yourself some time when it comes, and it'll come. That's the beautiful thing about emotions is you don't really have to go fishing for them. They come sooner or later. When they want to be expressed, when they want to be felt and acknowledged, they will come. So give yourself that space, give yourself 20 minutes and just sit. Put your attention in the body and see, okay, can I relax the body just a bit more? Even if it feels tense, whatever, just a little bit. Can I relax the mind just a little bit more? And now turn your attention and tell the anger, like, you have a right to be here right now. It's okay for you to be here. Whatever you need to feel. And it could even be writing something down. It could be like it needs almost a journaled outlet, like a narrative outlet. But the key to this, I think, is giving it permission to be here, and then kind of giving yourself permission to allow it to be here, and realize you're in a safe space when you create the safe space. And you're obviously at a place in your life where you know what boundaries are logically and practically. And so now that even though when you're in younger parts of your life where you didn't have situations where you could uphold the necessary boundaries because you were abused, essentially, but now you can do it for yourself. And then that anger can kind of unfurl a little bit. It can tell its story. It can just move a little bit more. And it tends to soften up a lot when we're not repressing it, pushing it down. And again, I don't think you ever chose to repress and push the anger down largely. I think it was just kind of came with the package. A lot of times when we're abused, we learn two things at once. We learn, we're transmitted some kind of message that says you're not okay. And that's either through physical abuse, sexual abuse, emotional abuse. And then the other part of the message that's transmitted as, and pretend you are, and repress that. Those get transmitted together, and then we carry it with us, and we believe the overlying package, the message that's holding the package together, saying, don't look here. You don't deserve to, feel healed. This is shame. And that's okay. We can just touch that first layer and say, this is shame. This says, don't look here. But I know now I'm going to give myself permission to look here. I'm going to give myself permission to feel this and feel it.